This is First Edition.
There are dramatic scenes in Adelaide this morning, with police making an appeal to fugitive Rodney Clavell to end the situation peacefully. Police have cordoned off an area in the centre of the city where the 46-year-old's believed to be inside. Now, they also say that other innocent people are with him who cannot leave. Well, let's go live now to our Adelaide reporter, Stacey Lee. Stacey, good morning again to you. What's the latest there?
Good morning, Nina. Well, we had an update from police about half an hour ago where they called this an unprecedented lockdown of the city. As you say, this is right in the middle of Adelaide CBD and right on peak hour time when people are heading to work. So there's no doubt that a number of people are going to be affected by this lockdown. Now, they said they are trying to negotiate with South Australia's most wanted criminal, Rodney Clavell, who is holed up inside a building just a couple hundred metres away from where I'm standing now. Police have put out a plea for him to end this now and end this peacefully. They say he does have people inside with him. They were very hesitant to call those people hostages, but they did say they are innocent in this situation. Take a listen.
And the people that are with you don't deserve to still be inside. Let's end it safely, resolve it safely for them and for you. And the best way to do that is to help us and talk to us.
Now, it was about 2 weeks ago that police issued an arrest warrant for Clavell on firearms offences, and he has a long criminal history here in South Australia. In 2004, he was involved in a high-speed chase which led police into the Adelaide Hills, where he stole some farm machinery, and he was shot twice by a police sniper and then was tasered by police. And then 4 years later, he was involved in a prison riot at the Port Augusta prison. So, as I say, he is a very notorious criminal here in South Australia. Police are very wary and have been warning the public for the past 2 weeks that he is armed and dangerous. During these past 2 weeks, they say they've searched about 80 premises across the state to try and locate Clavell, who is a 46-year-old former prison guard. Now, in these premises, they believe there are a number of people that have been helping Clavell to try and evade police for the last fortnight. Now, it seems they're as close as they're going to come here in the CBD. As I say, King William Street has been closed down near Sturt and Guja, so everyone who's heading to work in those streets is being turned away. I'm watching police turn people away right now as I speak to you. So this is one of the main roads in Adelaide CBD. It's the road that the trams run on, and there are a large number of bus stops, so there's no doubt this is going to have a huge impact on the city this morning, especially as people are heading to work. Nina?
OK, Stacey Lee there live in Adelaide. Stacey will of course stay in touch for any developments on this story this morning.
Australia's News Channel.
Our top story on Newsday: South Australia's most wanted man, Rodney Clavell, has been found dead inside an Adelaide building where the armed fugitive had been surrounded by police. The 46-year-old, who had been on the run for more than 2 weeks, is believed to have taken his own life. Earlier, 4 women were released from the building unharmed. Let's get some more details of what's been a dramatic afternoon. Sky News Adelaide reporter Stacey Lee joins me now. Stacey, we've heard from the Assistant Police Commissioner, but there are still many questions that remain unanswered.
That's right, Selena, and the main reason for those unanswered questions is because police are calling this a death in custody. A report is being prepared for the coroner, and as you say, we just heard a short time ago from Assistant Commissioner Paul Dixon, who did confirm that Rodney Clavell's body was found inside that building on King William Street in Adelaide CBD. As I was leaving the scene there about half an hour ago, the police cordons were being taken down, and now I believe the streets are reopened and the buildings are back open for business in the surrounding areas. A short time ago, we heard from the Assistant Commissioner here at South Australia Police Headquarters, where he confirmed the death of Rodney Clavell. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, today's planned activities by the police didn't work out the way that we had hoped. At around 1:40 this afternoon, we've located Mr. Clavell deceased within the premises, which was part of the stronghold which we had cordoned since early hours of this morning. I was the police operation commander for this event today, and Detective
Now, it was 2 weeks ago that police issued an arrest warrant for Rodney Clavell on a number of firearms offences, and since then they've had lots of intelligence from a number of people, including some in the criminal community, which they've been following up, and that's led to police searching at least 80 premises right across the state for one of South Australia's most notorious criminals. Now, police say that all of these searches did come up with nothing, but today the chase was over and they believe Rodney Clavell was in that building at least overnight last night. They didn't confirm how long he had been in that building for, but they have said during these past 2 weeks since that arrest warrant was issued, it's believed that Clavell did commit a number of other offences. Take a listen.
During the period of time that, in the 14 days that we've been looking for Mr Clavell, information has come to us which has suggested that he has committed other quite serious offences. And obviously that has impacted on our desire and commitment to find Mr Clavell. On the 25th of May, we believe he was involved in an incident at Elizabeth Park where a female was assaulted by Mr Clavell and Mr Clavell had a shotgun. They are the allegations, and obviously that has also created further concerns for us in relation to our desire to locate him. And we have other information also which has indicated that over the last 14 days Mr Clavell has been involved in other offending.
Now, during that news conference, police did say that they have not and did not have any communication whatsoever with Rodney Clavell himself throughout the morning since this incident started unfolding from 1 a.m. They weren't able to get through to him on the phone, no matter how hard police negotiators tried. They did not talk to Clavell, but they were, however, able to talk to one or more of those 4 women that were holed up in that building with Rodney Clavell. Now, they were able to negotiate with those females that were inside with Clavell to organise their release. It's not confirmed whether Clavell actually did release those women or they left off their own back, but police are saying that those hostages have had a lucky escape. It has been a very traumatic experience for those 4 women that were in that building with this notorious criminal for at least 12 hours. Take a listen.
I think we can all say that the 4 females who were in that premises had a fairly harrowing experience over the last, especially since 1 o'clock this morning, and probably on previous occasions as well. But we don't have that level of detail at this point in time because they're being spoken to at the moment by our people, our investigators.
So you don't have any of their relationships?
No, we don't. No.
But they obviously have had a relationship with him. They're known to him, all 4.
I don't know that the whole 4, but he's obviously at those premises today. I believe that he probably had some belief that he was relatively safe at those premises, but as to whether he was controlling them or it was more of a free will perspective, but there's no doubt that they had a harrowing experience.
Now, the Assistant Commissioner wouldn't confirm exactly how Clavell died, but he did say that police sent a robot into that building which saw the body of Rodney Clavell, and then once the Star Group officers, which is the specialist police officers here in South Australia, were able to enter the building, they did confirm that Rodney Clavell was dead and there was a firearm in that room, but they didn't confirm how he died. As I say, this is being considered a death in custody and a report is being prepared for the coroner, but the Assistant Commissioner Paul Dixon did say that this was a very distressing situation and this is not how they wanted the events of today to unfold. Selena.
Stacey Lee in Adelaide, thank you.
This is Reporting Live with Stan Grant.
A nearly 13-hour siege that forced Adelaide's CBD into lockdown has resulted in the death of fugitive Rodney Clavell. Sky News Adelaide reporter Stacey Lee joins me now. And Stacey, an extraordinary day, this siege, but also the end of a long manhunt.
That's right, Stan. The scenes that unfolded here in Adelaide today came to an abrupt end at around 2 o'clock this afternoon when police confirmed the death of South Australia's most notorious criminal, Rodney Clavell. Now, specialist officers found the body of the 46-year-old in that building on King William Street where he'd been holed up for almost 13 hours. We had a press conference with the Assistant Police Commissioner Paul Dixon earlier on today where he explained exactly how his body was found. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, today's planned activities by the police didn't work out the way that we had hoped. At around 1:40 this afternoon, we've located Mr. Clavell deceased within the premises, which was part of the stronghold which we had cordoned since early hours of this morning. I was the police operation commander for this event today, and detectives.
Police say they still can't confirm exactly how Clavell died, but they are saying there was a rifle and a bag of ammunition found in that room with him. Earlier, 4 female hostages were freed that he was holding in that building. They had been in talks with police throughout the day trying to negotiate their release, but police did confirm that they had not spoken to Clavell himself all day. It was very traumatic scenes as those 4 hostages were released. One woman walking out with her hands up and collapsing on the ground in tears, and police said they do understand the trauma those women have gone through and did sympathise with them. Take a listen.
He's obviously at those premises today. I believe that he probably had some belief that he was relatively safe at those premises, but as to whether he was controlling them or it was more of a free will perspective, but there's no doubt that they had a harrowing experience.
Now, there are a lot of questions that remain unanswered here in Adelaide, Stan. Police say they're still trying to figure out exactly what Rodney Clavell has been doing for the past 2 weeks since an arrest warrant was issued for him, but they do say they believe he had committed a number of other offences during that time. Here's what they said today.
On the 25th of May, we believe he was involved in an incident at Elizabeth Park where a female was assaulted by Mr. Clavell, and Mr. Clavell had a shotgun. They are the allegations, and obviously that has also created further concerns for us in relation to our desire to locate him. And we have other information also which has indicated that over the last 14 days Mr. Clavell has been involved in other offending.
But it's not just the past 2 weeks that Rodney Clavell has been causing trouble with police. He's got a long criminal history here in South Australia. It started about 10 years ago when the former prison guard was involved in a high-speed chase and led police onto a property in the Adelaide Hills where he stole a 12-ton grader and was shooting at police with a sawn-off shotgun. That incident ended when he was shot at twice, once in the arm and once in the leg by a police sniper, and then he was tasered. And then 4 years later, he was involved in the 2008 Port Augusta prison riots, where he used his knowledge of the prison system to help those inmates protest against poor conditions there at the prison. Now, Stan, police did say that today's death is being called a death in custody and a report is being prepared for the coroner.
Stacey Lee live there from Adelaide.